Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Superstars of Wrestling review series. This time for the 21st, or I'm sorry, 22nd of uh, June 1991. And as we move towards SummerSlam, about 2 months away from SummerSlam, things are slowly, although surely, starting to take shape. The Big Boss Man will be a guest on the Funeral Parlor this week. That's a major takeaway. Jake Roberts, who is still looking to exact revenge on the Earthquake. We see a Jake Roberts wrestling buddy in the crowd. Jake Roberts, maybe in '91, and to think that he turns by SummerSlam here. So it's really interesting to kind of watch the evolution from the Jake Roberts feud, which only lasted, or the Earthquake feud, which only lasts a couple of months, into the transformation into a darker Jake. Just a really interesting transformation to watch over a couple of months time span. But anyway, shoulder tackle, Andre the Giant happy with having Jake in the corner, Jake there to be a friend, even though they have a former history. Obviously, Andre not happy with the Earthquake any more than Jake Roberts is. So, Earthquake, certainly not a popular guy right now, but around for a couple of years. Will stay around for about two more, maybe a little less than that, but there for a while. Short clothesline and the DDT by Jake Roberts. Lucifer the Snake comes his way out of the bag pretty quickly here. We then kind of see a commercial for SummerSlam. We go back to the review series, which I hate these review packages. I mention it all the time. If you're going to have wrestling you want people viewing every week, get them to DVR it, get them to videotape it. Do not give people an opportunity or reason to tune back in because they know the major angle is going to be recapped. I know people disagree with me, but that is the way I feel. The natural disasters are formulated here this week. Jimmy Hart extremely excited to have the largest tag team maybe in WWF history, forgetting the Twin Towers. Although maybe pound for pound Earthquake and Typhoon, the new name for Tugboat, are larger. Anyway, we move to a Beverly Brothers match, Bo and Blake Beverly, with the coach, of course, John Tolis. They are wearing capes, purple capes. I never did learn to tell Bo and Blake Beverly apart. I'm going to be completely honest, just not my thing. I probably would learn to tell them apart in the AWA because they looked markedly different there, different hairstyles, but it's just in this era, not a lot there. The coach doing the whistle thing that Alfonso basically did. Backdrop suplex by one of the Beverleys does not look friendly if you're an enhancement talent. But I guess being an enhancement talent, you kind of got to know that's coming. Big, beautiful power slam by the other Beverly pulls the man up, and I will say they do look crisp and ready to go. Greetings from Shaker Heights is the finish. They spike a guy right into the mat. 1, 2, 3. Beverly Brothers victorious. The Bushwhackers talking about loving their fans, grateful for their fans, etc., and so forth in the event center. Million Dollar Man says he's going to take care of Piper and Virgil. Both of them are stupid, both of them are beneath him, and he's going to take care of it once and for all. And then we've got the British Bulldog, who is trying to go for the Intercontinental Championship around the country by this point. Bulldog with a few arm bars, arm locks, and the like. Bulldog at this point been undefeated, at least on television, for several months. Back elbow by the Bulldog and really basic stuff. Bulldog also manages to make the match take a little too long. I've said this in his squashes before. I think they should have been shorter. Vertical suplex and power slam gets Davey Boy Smith, the British Bulldog, the victory. Back to the event center with Sean Mooney. Mr. Fuji promises pain and craziness from the Berserker. The Berserker can handle all torture. He admits that Fuji tortures him, but kind of admits he also likes it. Bret Hart sets his sights on Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig for the Intercontinental Championship, and we continue to hear a bit of that. IRS in one of his first matches, Jim Culler is the guy in the nature of things, and then we see IRS with some punches, kicks, and the like, does not use his traditional usage of move, tosses the man to the outside, and the Samoan drop, known as the write-off. Actually, that becomes his finish in the one of the video games. The clothesline is the other. Anyway, write-off gets IRS the win. Big Boss Man not so thrilled with Paul Bearer or being on the funeral parlor, or the fact that Bearer tries to take up for the Mountie. Offers to basically stuff Bearer in a coffin indirectly, and promises to get revenge on anybody, including the Mountie, that does him wrong. Then we move to a enhancement talent match in this position with Greg Valentine. Valentine been with the company since 1984, so he's had a long run. Big snap over on the hip toss. And takedown. Hammer really never does. I mean, he does well as a babyface on Independence, not so well on a national level. Always better a heel. Hammer elbow to the top of the head, brings the man back up, continues to work him over quite a bit. Shin crusher, and then the sign for the figure four, and Valentine certainly gets the figure four and the victory. As a former Intercontinental and Tag Team Champion, Valentine still has some gas left, but they never found a place where he really belonged. Undertaker, speaking of belonging, he's finding his place to belong here in the WWF at this time. To think that he's less than 6 months away from winning the World Championship for the first time, pretty big deal. Paul Bearer hands off the urn. Undertaker is intimidating, to say the very least, and hits quite a few punches, kicks, chokes with the foot, and really basic stuff. Tombstone piledriver, and the tombstone looks like he's carrying a sack of garbage around out there. Anyway, Undertaker is obviously victorious, and we move to the following week, and we will be back with more right after this.